All right, hello. We're live and on Facebook and YouTube, so you can interact today. I've got a friend and local actor, Kevin Gadzalinski, who is the lead in the new Theatrical Tendencies production of Torch Song, based on the 1983 Tony Award-winning play Torch Song trilogy. We're going to talk about the differences and also learn all about this upcoming production, which plays October 20th through the 29th at Inspiration Studios. So let's welcome Kevin to the live stream. How's it going?
Hey. Nice to see you. This is awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's you too. I mean, we've been friends now for years. I don't remember who we met through, but I've seen you in other productions, and I'm excited to see you in this one. You texted me that you got this role, and you were excited, maybe even a little bit nervous about playing Arnold Beckoff in Torch Song. Why the nerves for this role?
It's unlike any role I ever played. It's something I never would have anticipated because he's a drag queen. I'm not the most ladylike thing ever. And I'm learning that very quickly, having to wear these dresses and try to put on heels and learn makeup. It's all foreign to me. And just that energy is not something that I thought I would ever have the opportunity to do, but I've been enjoying the challenge.
Yeah, I haven't seen you do drag. I mean, have you ever done drag before?
James Mansfield, who was on RuPaul, he used to live here in Milwaukee. He put me in drag once for a video. It was a bearded drag queen. I looked beautiful. I'm not gonna look that beautiful on stage.
Wow.
Because that's all very quick drag. But that was the only time.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. So let's talk a little bit about Torch Song, this show that you're in right now. Again, it's produced by Theatrical Tendencies. Theatrical Tendencies in Milwaukee focuses on doing productions that feature LGBTQIA+ themes, playwrights, storylines, and our characters. And I noticed that, as I cover a lot of local theater, I can think of some other companies, maybe one other, Boulevard Theater that concentrates on that focus, but there's really not many that focus on that and or even feature these kinds of themes. What is Torch Song about?
Torch Song is the story of Arnold and his journey to find love and happiness and kind of his quintessential life. He wants to live the life that he was raised to want, a family, the picket fence, the children, the dogs, all that kind of stuff. And how does he navigate that as a gay man, and can he still have the same things? And that's his journey.
Very cool. And the show is set in 1970s, early 80s New York, right? Did you do any research into that time? I know it's a little before your time.
A little bit before,
How does the design reflect that time period in the show?
We have to try to pick costumes that would fit. We try to have props that fit into there. Most of our environments are all very interior, so we don't see much of the city or anything like that. But we want to be as authentic as possible. And some of the references that are used are definitely of the times. So yeah, and I lived vicariously a lot. And I watched the movie, the Torch Song trilogy movie. Of course, that movie came out in like the early 90s, and it's very 80s. So it's actually not accurate to what the play was either. But still
I think
fun.
You're talking about the Torch Song trilogy, right? The film?
Right.
That was 1988, just because I looked it up before speaking with you, 1988. And it was
very
with Harvey
80s.
Fierstein, who, did the play, and so he did this in the film. We've got Matthew Broderick in it, Anne Bancroft, Ken Page, who I love. How is the film different from this play version you're doing?
There's some dialogue that was cut or some that was changed. I don't know the full Torch Song trilogy play. I never read that or seen that, because that was like about 5 hours long. So that had to be edited for the movie, and then this is even edited differently. I think just to make it more universal so that more people can play Arnold, because otherwise the role was very Harvey centric. The references were very much to his look and his voice and everything. And I'm not going to sound like Harvey Fierstein. So some of the,
right. I mean, he's incredible. But I guess the original show, Torch Song Trilogy, which won the Tony Award for Best Play in 1983, was, like, as you said, about 5 hours long. And this abridged version, just called Torch Song, came out in 2018. So it is condensed quite a bit. And so I imagine they might have even cut characters out, full scenes, the rest of it, full acts. honestly, this is a 2-act play. It's about 2 hours, right, with a 15-minute intermission. You're doing it.
Right. Yeah, originally the trilogy, it was actually like 3 one-act plays kind of spread out in one.
Okay.
I believe the story was he got a venue and they said he only got it because he told them it was a trilogy, even though he only had one play at that point. And he was like, okay, well, I guess I better write 2 more and fill the spots. And I guess at that time they needed as much as they could get the entertainment that they wanted there. So.
Mhm. Well, we have some photos from you in rehearsal for Torch Song, and I just wanted to note in the first few that I found, we see you here. It looks like you're doing dishes in bed. Looks like you're having a conversation, fully clothed in bed, and then there's like a whole party in bed. It's like, Kevin, does the show take place in the bed?
That's just Act 2. I mean, well, technically I break it down in my head as 3 acts still because it was 3 plays. Act 1 and Act 2 in my brain are Act 1. So there's 2 parts, and that second section is all in the bed. Yes.
Really? So what we see here. So tell us, who are we looking at here? Who are your castmates, and what's kind of happening in this scene? You don't look very happy.
So this scene is kind of a time jumpy scene. It goes back and forth over the span of a weekend, in different periods of the weekend, and we have Laurel and Ed, who are married at this time. They are a couple. Ed is somebody that I used to date, my character, and the other guy at the end, the long hair, is Alan, who is a model that I am currently seeing. So pretty much, I'm bringing my new boyfriend to my ex-boyfriend's house to spend the weekend with his wife.
Oh wow!
and yeah, 4 people in a bed. Yeah, that's the wife.
Okay, very cool. Is your character's mother in this show as well?
She is. She's in the last. So that'd be the Act 3 of the Act 2. The second half of the show is all with
Act 3 in the original of the 1-act
right
original production in this
Act 2 in our show.
Okay, got it. Very cool. It's a little confusing, but it's
but
I think Now is it more of a comedy, drama, romance? How do you classify Torch Song for those who might not be familiar with it?
All of the above, really. It's I mean, there's lots of moments that are lighthearted, lots of jokes. My character especially likes to be the funniest person in the room, always cracking jokes. But there's lots of heart. It's all about heart, because I think Arnold is very brash. He can be a little intimidating. He can be a little loud, and a little bit tough around the edges. But underneath, he's incredibly sensitive, very emotional, and it's fun to play with that dichotomy a little bit. So, but yeah, you get all of that in here.
Yeah. In recent years, there's been a lot of focus on authenticity in casting and performance. And this is, I don't know, in recent memory, my first time seeing you play a gay character. No, maybe you did in one other show that I've seen you in. But because I know you've played gay characters before,
Sure.
Correct?
Yeah.
And I know
I've done some other shows with this company before. So.
And you identify as bisexual in your reality, not performing as yourself, right? What are your thoughts about that, about authenticity and having because I've also seen you convincingly play straight characters, and I think the notion is for opportunity for people in underserved or underrepresented communities to have the opportunity to play roles that they can certainly fit into, so what is your take on that sort of casting issue?
Yeah, I like that opportunity should be. I don't think you have to exactly experience everything that your character experienced to play the character. As long as you have faith and respect for the material and for being as honest about it, then anybody can play that character if they're right for the part. I know this show, because you mentioned bisexuality, this show has a bisexual character in it. Not me, but there's another character that's bisexual. And I don't know if on the surface it represents them in the best light, but I think it's also relevant to the time that it was written and the time that it takes place. And it can be a very scary time for bisexual people. I mean, it was scary for gay people even, and bisexuals were trying to just really figure themselves out. So yeah, it's just tricky. I wish my character was a little nicer to the bisexuals in the show, because I relate more to some of my personal life. I relate more to the Ed character. I relate more to the Alan character because he's like the model guy.
Is that who we're seeing here?
No, this is in the last act. I decided to adopt a foster son. So that's
Oh,
who we see in the middle there. Yeah, I mean we have a whole journey. We start from 1972 to 1974 to 1980. So we all grow up a little bit as it goes.
there's a lot of area covered there. Are
Mhm.
all the, as far as this production goes, and with the the mission for Theatrical Tendencies and focusing on this community, is everyone playing LGBTQ characters, authentically LGBTQIA plus people in real life, or are
No,
there
I
some
mean
straight out?
we have a whole gamut of people.
Yeah.
So our actors comprised of straight people. We have a bisexual. We have well, our bisexual is playing a bisexual person, so I guess there's that. We have that covered. Um, but we have a gay character played by a straight character. We have well, the straight girl's playing the straight girl, so there's that too. But me playing a gay person, and so it's kind of fun just to see. Oh, we have a trans person playing our boy. So yeah.
Cool. And what you're directed by Mark E. Schuster. He's your
Hmm.
real life partner. What's it like working? What's it like balancing that relationship? I know you guys have worked together in this capacity before, but does it do you take work home with you, or are you easily directed by someone that you're so close to?
You know, it's funny because I used to be just afraid to audition for him because I'm like, this is awkward. Like, I get very nervous to audition for you because it's not. It's like I don't know. There's like I need some degree of separation otherwise. Um, but it has been nice to be able to like ask questions or rehearse things like outside of rehearsal, which to give me the extra because I was very stressed about this show. I'm like on stage the entire time. It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of memorizing, and so any practice I can get when I can get it is good for me. So I was happy about that.
That's awesome. And I guess lastly, like from what I understand, the story remains timely. I mean, certain,
Oh yeah.
representation matters. Storytelling is effective in the sense that it helps people empathize and become compassionate about things that they might not have otherwise thought about, or people that they would identify with in other ways. Why does this story remain timeless, even though it's set in a time period thematically?
I mean, it's all about people. We all have the same emotions. We all have the same, feelings throughout all history and all times. And we're always looking for somebody to connect to. We always have the family around us that shape us and how we want to appeal to them. Um, so all of those issues are still going to be valid and evident for years to come. This is just part of the human condition, and that's what's great about theater is because we get to explore all of those emotions.
Mhm. I agree, among many things, right?
Yeah,
Oh, Kevin,
right.
this was fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to chat with me today. I'm really looking forward to seeing your show, and I hope everybody gets out to see it. It is
Woo!
Torch Song that is produced by Theatrical Tendencies, going to be running weekends, October 20th through the 29th at Inspiration Studios. Tickets are available at theatricaltendencies.com.